Why, hello there, Rad Company. Rad Austin 27 back here for yet another wonderful Let's Explore edition. Today, we have the Giant. I don't expect this to be too long of an episode, but I do believe it's going to be an interesting one nonetheless, because this is something we got to see back in the day. We've had the Giant, we've had Doris, two different versions of the past. So what's changed? What's the same? What's different? These are questions we get to ask, and of course, we'll do the Easter egg as well. It would seem the help symbols are still there. Is the SOS still here? Or is that covered by snow? It would seem the SOS is covered by snow and no longer here. There used to be a JD on the wall over here written in chalk, but it would appear once again it is no longer here. Replaced with Dr. Monty's gobblegum machines and such. Now we can see, is the perk here to start before we even do the Easter egg? Does it spawn in? The answer is yes, it is here to start underneath the snow. Now, how cool would that be if we had more things like this? Just hidden perks around maps that we couldn't know. I mean, look, that doesn't seem too obvious at first, even though day one, when we're searching for the Easter eggs, yeah, it's pretty obvious. But initially, if you hid this somewhere else on a different side of the map, this could be really interesting. It could be something that you're like, huh, what's going on? Now available in delicious colors. Ooh, I love eating color. Look at that. We got purple stamming up and green. Okay, cool. So we have the clock here, the 115 clock, and I'm actually going to use no clip a bunch here on and off. I have to bind it every time I play this game, so that's super annoying. So I'm going to try and use the fact that I can just scroll up and down, and it'll be probably faster than binding. Oh, okay. So you can get, there are some kind of hitboxes inside here. Was it hitboxes? It might have been something else inside the clock tower in the Giant. This is one of the cool things you could do. You could probably walk around more in the past, but it seems like there's a lot of barriers here to try and stop people from getting up on here. It wasn't commonplace to get up here, but it definitely was something interesting, to say the least. Now look how fast that is. Much faster. So we're going to continue to look around. Apparently, this is in a multiplayer map on launch I didn't know about. The Doris sign. I was unaware. Now, what's kind of cool is that in here used to be the old gun room. This used to be the legendary place. So what people used to say, and it would have been cool if Treyarch put some kind of Easter egg in there, but if you got up here, there was a room full of Wonder Waff, and all the perks were up here, and there's buyable weapons like the Type 99 and stuff. And since zombies have to use this to get over to this window, it's definitely going to have textures or hitboxes that we can walk on. Whatever that's called, tell me in the comments down below. I'd be thrilled if you guys let me know about that. And even up into here, look at that. There is a lot. Can I jump through those? Wow, completely textured. But I mean, it's such a small map. Treyarch can afford to do that compared to the maps they normally have in this game. The engine is so gigantic. Well, not the engine, but the maps themselves are so gigantic. Oh, look at that. So the railing, yep, just there for decoration. Zombies can just breeze right through it, but their pathing causes them not to. Very interesting. I love the fact that we get to explore these maps. Something like this is so much easier for me because I know the spots, all right? So, oh yeah, doesn't the teddy bear spawn up in one of these spots? Can I can stand somewhere. Okay. I'm not sure what's so special about here. Can I continue to... Ooh. Now this is like your classic. This is your classic like modding before you had, or glitching before we have all these wonderful cheats to get around and stuff like that, where you're just like looking just right, seeing what textures you can and can't walk on, terrified that suddenly you're going to fall through a floor or something like that. Oh my god, this brings back such excellent memories of just like, and what? Oh, here we go. And you're up here. I mean, I remember in multiplayer maps and stuff, people doing this just to get outside the maps back in the day when that was interesting and cool. There's a lot of radios outside the maps here. Can't really do much about that. Oh, the Mob of the Dead plane. We should definitely look at that. Can I just... can I get out of this? No. We'll go back to no clipping. Let's take a nice look at the Mob of the Dead plane. I apparently missed the Mob of the Dead plane in Zitsubo no Shima. Kind of crazy to me that I did miss that, but the details are here. Now, some people are saying how incredibly detailed this was. I don't know about that. It definitely looks very similar, but they kind of glazed over it because the sheets are normally torn and crappy. So it does have the parts you assemble, but it's very much a CAD model of it, or a 3D object that's really not too darn special. I'm interested why the Mob of the Dead plane lands here, if Treyarch actually had any interesting intentions for that type of stuff, to try and explain why the plane goes in certain places, why it's flying in other places. That would be interesting to me. Oh, cool. This whole thing I can walk on. That's really neat. And nope. And nope. Oh. This is almost more fun just to see where we can parkour in the giant. I did not realize. There's nothing I can do to interact with that plane. Oh, there's invisible barriers for you. But I am still interested to see, actually try interacting with the plane. Oh no, I fell right through, that's why. Is there any way for me not to fall through? Nope. Okay. Well, that's kind of a shame. I can't really get to the plane or interact. I'm not really interested in trying to interact as I fall. But this is the classic catwalk, as you all would know, I would hope. Oh, come on. This is the giant. We've only played this map 3 or 4 times. And I think we're going to go take a nice look inside the teleplopper here. And we get a good look at the changes that they've done. They got rid of the swastikas so they can increase sales globally. Instead, replace it with the Iron Cross. That's really the only reason behind that type of stuff. We have the beautiful remastered edition. I mean, my goodness. I love how much better in detail it looks. If you guys did or didn't notice, there's gear symbols around these. So I love the lights and everything that make up these teleporters, but I guess this one doesn't really showcase the gear symbol so much. Let me see here. Does this one have the gear? Oh, maybe they're not gears. Are they clock symbols? I was always under the impression they were the gear symbols, but maybe it's actually the clock that's surrounding it, or just the pad. I guess it's just a pad. Fascinating. That's why we do this. This is why we let's explore, because you see how the design almost looks like gears, but I guess not. It's just being plugged in. But look at that. Look how cool that is just to see. Oh, you know what? I can get rid of the HUD. Would that make you guys happier? Let's get rid of that. There you go. That might make you happier. It's really interesting to see how much is in here and how much they brought out in such a dull map over the years. And again, everything was replaced, but I like how they still remastered this stuff. I remember upon release how new everything felt, how cool it was to really experience zombies the way we were. I mean, it was all this familiar but foreign and what we could and couldn't see. Things changed around and Easter eggs put in certain places, but others, you know, still the same old, same old. It was such a fun touch. Like, what I mean by that is we had Easter eggs like this over in the corner where you have the shadow of the teddy bear. You know what? I can probably come on out here, get a nice little stab in here. And then look at, we have our teddy bear still here. Still casting his shadow. Oh, you even get Dempsey's shadow. That's cool. I know you can see the zombies, and it's part of the influence of it. Like, the whole idea with zombies was trying to create stuff that you yourself were imagining the lore, the horror of it all. So when you see the zombie shadow slowly coming down, and you still can't see him yet, that does way more for your imagination and enjoyment of the game than just showing you all this stuff. I'm digging all the corridors, though. My goodness, there's all these little areas to explore. They were able to add so much in so little time. Let's go take a look at the, well, I guess not really so little time, but this definitely seemed like an afterthought. The giant was probably some kind of really interesting add-on. So here we have our giant, our Gigant, whatever you want to call him, Gigant machine. They call it the Gigant laser, and there's nothing inside the head. There's nothing really of interest. The textures aren't really loaded in on these giants, but it still serves a very interesting structure out here. Just the front of it is all that really mattered. It doesn't make sense for Treyarch to texture in these stuff. Like the Iron Cross in the back, who can see that? Nobody. Nobody's going to be able to see that. I do enjoy this crane-looking device, trying to host it. I see the smoke, trying to give the idea that it's damaged. But is there anything more? Easy. Someone suggested I invert the lights. Oh, that would be brilliant. Oh, they didn't do it. It would be brilliant if this box was the teleporter box they used. And they actually don't have the spirals anymore. I never see that. There's no spiral teleporter boxes. There's teleporter boxes, but never really what you got to see. You know that display you used to see? Yeah, I figured as much. Alright, I hit some kind of bottom. What did I hit? Does this have textures? I'm kind of amazed how far it goes into the ground there. That must have been a really interesting model. They must have told some poor intern, some poor bastard to design that, and they only put half of it in there, and this guy made this gigantic crane structure. Doesn't really look like there's anything to it, though. Nothing in particular. And again, ooh, what is this? I know it's a factory of sorts, but you got this really good concept of the atmosphere they were trying to paint here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too startling. I'm still amused that they continue to use a weird map. And I'm excited with our comic books and stuff like that, what we're going to see. So with the comic books and all that in the future, we're going to have these loading screens and these revisions. I wonder how that will influence what we know about the zombies universe. So let's continue looking through this wonderful map. I think there's a couple more things we can do before Reed's going to have to start going around and figuring out the Easter egg and no clipping around for that stuff. Oh, good. This has a texture. So this is different. This is very different from what it used to be. So the fly trap was the initial Easter egg, in case you guys didn't know, way back in World at War. This was the first test of the quest Easter eggs. They thought it was too difficult for people to actually solve these. So instead, they put this little thing in here, and it was only fine teddy bears hidden throughout the map. So the items here are actually spawned in. They're moved around. They used to be leaning against these things, but with the snow and this changed environment and this different universe, things are not as we once knew them to be. So we do have our monkey bomb and 3 teddy bears. We did notice our... Let's see, there's a grenade this time. See how it's different? I can't pick any of these up as far as I know. Definitely can't. Okay, good. I didn't think so. That would be super weird. But we have the Bowie knife, where the teddy bear should be holding a Bowie knife. There should be a pack-a-punch weapon around here. There's the jug bottle. I love it. Man, there's a lot of really cool stuff around here. And let's see. There should be a pack-a-punch pistol somewhere. Is that the same nade, or is that another nade? A lot of nades back here. There should be another thing. I have no idea what this gigantic thing is. I don't know what this gear and the cogs are there. It's interesting, though. We got to see that wonderful area, and inside Pack-a-Punch. Was Pack-a-Punch? See, that's where I got more of the gear idea here, is from the Pack-a-Punch area. I guess it's not, though, because me and my friends were talking about that. It's only 4. Typically, it'd be a little more than just 4 little spikes there. Interesting, nonetheless. So what else do we have going on? The retexture to Pack-a-Punch is just beautiful. It really gives it that next generation look. Oh, look at that. I mean, peering through the glass, and you see all these little capacitors, electrodes, and wires and stuff. It just adds to that beautiful lore that we knew to be zombies. Oh, it's just so well done. Inside Pack-a-Punch, we can see clear gears. It looks like everything's been remodeled. Everything got a nice facelift, all right? But even so, I can see stuff like this. Like, look at these. These will be just detailed to death later on in future installments of next generation of consoles. It's amazing to see how far graphics have come, where Call of Duty's so graphics focused, but there's still a very long way to go before this becomes realism. But long distances are good, but after a while, there's certain things that do need to be brushed up on. Here's our wonderful Derice clock. Absolutely great to see that. Nice, not working as normal, as it's going between the 9 here at the 9 o'clock. It's different, though. It's moved. It's the first time I think in a while that the hand on here was moved in zombies, yet we don't know why, because typically it's down by this area, and it's going between 9, 3, and 5. That's the whole idea there. It was a very subtle and excellent Easter egg. Now, they removed the Field Ops journal that you could see initially. Is it still in here? The answer would be no. We used to have a Field Ops journal inside here, but they removed it in this new version of Zombies. In here we have what would be Maxis' office. I don't know if that's truly what that translates to, but we will certainly figure that out in just a second. So as we go in here, we used to have Teddy is a liar on here, and instead we have something I can't make out. What is that? It's definitely something, I'll tell you that much. There is some kind of message on there that we can see from a distance. I've forgotten over time. It used to be Teddy is a liar. Then you have the Illuminati code in here. You have power being written on the walls here. And I think we do have a Field Ops manual still here. It's pitch black, though. It's super, super dark. You have a couple books and all that. And we do have our hanging man, yet there's not really too much attention to detail. But we don't have the person in the vat this time. The water is so much clearer. You have these very, very clear vats of this weird area of like this whole concept of Derice during and after the storm. Like the zombie outbreak happened and everything was ruined and everybody died, but it's still like certain things haven't happened and the future's changed. Well, this area looks way cooler. Wow. They really did a top-notch job here. Whoever got the remastered version here gets my thumbs up of approval. Excellent job down here, really making it like a cave system and how the place will be structured with all this concrete for these giant boilers or whatever these sources might be, the vats that God knows what they're experimenting with. Very, very cool. I know there used to be up top more of these interesting ciphers and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I can see them, though. I'm not sure if I remember all the giant ciphers. I know there's at least 5. I don't know any of their locations off the top of my head, the new ones anyway, and they gave us great hints to what the future maps would have been. Looking around, though, you can definitely get this feeling of just garbage everywhere. Now, I'm not really a big fan of these settings where you just throw as much garbage everywhere. You get that Fallout vibe where it's just like, there's stuff, see, there's details, and all they're doing is really hiding details with really low-res garbage textures. So, not the biggest fan of that type of stuff. Here we have the bulletin boards where we should be able to make out stuff, but the textures aren't loading in for me, so that's kind of a shame. Sometimes that happens when you no-clip. And we have our classic board still, and some things might have been redone a little bit on these boards. I know Milo pointed that out to me a great deal of time ago, but nothing's really come of that. Nothing really to point out. What is down here? What the f? Whoa! That's different. You can't see that. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so there used to be paw prints you could find around the map, and they would be semantics. I think there's a bunch of them actually in this one, but it was kind of like a cool callback to Flossie or Fluffy, depending on what it was and what was going on. That's super cool. Whoa. There's definitely some lighting texture on it too, so clearly you can see this from somewhere. They want you to see it from somewhere. Yeah, it's got to be like a lighting source up there where you can make it out with a sniper rifle. Excellent attention to detail. I'm surprised nobody has pointed that out, or at least I've not seen many videos pointing out just the neatness of that. Not really. I guess it's not a very clickable video about secret teddy bear paws found in the back. Doesn't get really a lot of views for the bigger guys, but still, it's a nice detail. Can you see it? No, I don't see. How do you see that? Is there any way to... Oh, right there, right? Right there. Can I see it from here? If I lay down here... Oh, cool. Wait. Oh, you definitely can just barely see it from one of these angles. Oh, see? There's going again. I don't know how you're expected to see that from inside the map. Wow. That is hard to see. That is extremely difficult to see. Well, that is interesting, though. You know, I'd love it if Treyarch actually put in, like, jump scares for people no-clipping outside these maps every now and then. I just got the idea, if you remember that jump scare type enemy in BioShock Infinite, I was seeing these pipes back here, and that enemy just came around the corner while I was looking places I shouldn't have gone and just blew its horn at me. That would be so frightening, and that would be a great time for all of us. But I'm sure I'd be annoyed by the 4th or 5th time he did it to me. Let's go see the moon. So, before it was just a flat surface, it's probably going to be more of the same because... that's really not a smart idea to put a fully spherical moon in there. It's more textures, more pressure on the system and on the load. So let's take a look at what it is. Oh, this one is a sphere. Holy hot damn, I spoke too soon. It is. Wow. So there is our wonderful moon. Now, somebody said I can invert my colors to see this stuff, so I'm gonna see if that's even an option. Well, I couldn't find anything, but that's still interesting nonetheless. The moon is very far away, by the way. Can I get past the glow of the moon? So there you go. There's a nice look at just the incredible life of the Giants and what it takes to make this map a thing. I love the fact with the snow, you get a good look when you finally get separated from the map, but when you're on the map, you really don't have any way of testing out or seeing what the snow really is like in the rain. You just don't notice it. It just goes by. You're like, oh, yeah, that was a cool feature. Oh, I think I see the teleporter box. What is this, though? What is this smoke back here? Just random smoke. I saw the teleporter box, so let's go find where that was. There it is. Oh, I think it's in the exact same location, no? That's super interesting. What is that? There's a flag. It's kind of weird. And here are the teleporter box. Oh, they are here. Look at that. I guess they did keep some things the same in the Giant. So what they have here, this is how it works, by the way. When you teleport, it teleports you into one of these boxes, and then you go from this box to the mainframe. And that was how the old system worked. It's gotten much better now. I don't see nearly as many of these boxes. I certainly never see these swirls anymore when you teleport, but nonetheless, all still very, very fascinating to see them still in zombies. More of the same, everything around the map now that we're looking in here. Just little decorations here and there. I know we have our radios. Can I interact with them? That'd be cool if I could. Nope, I gotta jump out of no clip, I'm pretty sure. And then go boop, and then boop. And then we come over here.
She may have been returned to me.
Yep.
But I fear
So you have a lot of interesting stuff like that going on. I think I'm going to start the Easter eggs and stuff like that. That'll make my life a lot easier than yours. So I'm going to go get some points and go enjoy what's going on. I'll be back momentarily. Oh, actually, before I'll be back, let me see if I can find... I think the message is still down here. There's ciphers in the drains. There it is. And there is a cipher inside the drain here that we can still see. And I think this one has changed. And as you can tell, textures do not like to load if I am outside the map. Okay, I'll see you very shortly. Welcome back, and I will now begin to perform the Easter egg. So I'm actually gonna get rid of my HUD here. We are now outside the map by this wonderful area where you need to shoot this to start the Easter egg.
I want to play a game. Let's play hide and seek. Those were her exact words.
And very much like before, it just disappears, not blinded by all that garbage. There you go. That's how the game starts, and that's typically how it works. And they normally go all the way back there. So here we go. So as we saw before, this is what... Ah, see, I could not find that colt in the snow. But we have one of our teddy bears, the one way up here, looking down and sad at us. That's one of them. I wonder if I can interact with it. I doubt it. Oh, well, that's probably why. Yeah, I can't do an interaction, but I'm certain I can do a... Yep.
Hey, you found one. I can hear her, even now.
Now, this plays into the storyline where Maxis is just a puppet of Monty, and Maxis can't think for himself. But look it, they all spawn back here again. I'm not sure why that's a thing, but it's interesting nonetheless. Then we go into here, and we have our other monkey bones. Is there anything else under there? I thought I saw another one of those paw print things. Oh, there we go. No, just the bottom, just bottomed out here. So we had our monkey bones, and he has the Molotov cocktail, and then he has a grenade, a satchel charge. And that's where our monkey bones is inside here. We're going to shoot him.
Wow, you found another one. There must be a purpose to this.
Maybe. Maybe not. I was really hoping for such a better remastered quest for the Giant, but again, I think this was a quick add-on. That's why it was a DLC. I don't think this was part of Treyarch's main plan. I think they put a lot of time and effort into Shadows of Evil to get that game to work, and that's what our major goal was. And then we have the one at the bottom of the vat here with the Bowie knife. But before we do that one, that's actually a pretty good thumbnail, huh? We'll think about it. Before we do that one, I'm kind of curious to see if there is the Annihilator hidden anywhere in this map. Because we haven't actually looked in here before I complete this, where it could be. Because when we look in the furnace, there's a nice 935 symbol. I think that's really, really good touch here. But we don't see it. It's not like it's spawned in below the map and nothing's going on. It's just like, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for these triggers to be hit, for these things to actually spawn to the game. And here's the other thing inside here. From the other way, you might take a look in and be like, what's inside? Nothing. Nothing's inside the box. More. Oh, there's the help door, right? They used to say this was something you could open up after X amount of rounds. Those were fun theories to test back in the day. Really, really fun and interesting things. Really, creativity was just ridiculous inside zombies back in the day. So I think we got the majority of the map looked at anyway, or explored. So we will go and get the last one here, and then I'm going to go check on that gun. None of the teleporters are linked, by the way, so not necessary to do that. Alright, game, just kick me out then. We'll see about that. Here we go. Am I going to fall through? No, I'm not. Nice. Ooh, wow, I can just walk right all over you, huh? See, I can't interact with them. Can I knife them? I can. I didn't think that was...
The beacon is lit. I know where and when you are. Sooner or later, I will find you. Together, we will ensure a better future for the children.
And literally nothing spawned on the map, nothing to be seen. Just the Annihilator came in. I'm certain as soon as you click it, the Annihilator hits and gets on top of the map. That would make the most sense. That, I mean, there's nowhere to place it. There's no reason to place it. There's so little going on. Very, very interesting how this all went. Take a look at the Gobblegum machine. I'm sure you guys might be interested in that. I don't think I've explored that all too much. And if I ever forget anything and leave it out, I always plan to go back and do more of these. What is that? Oh, that's neat. There's a multi-colored Gobblegum inside the Gobblegum machine. Huh. Is that just serving as the one that we take and it changes colors based on the random generator that it is? I don't know, but I still think that's interesting.
Anyone
Let's
else
go
want
pick
some
up the
action?
Annihilator.
Gotta get some more rounds.
And thank you. There's our Annihilator. I'll prove it to you. Can I buy this? I can.
Y'all gotta die
Nice.
sometime.
Oh,
Except
heyo.
me.
I have mods and shit. Still cool.
Our
Still
asses
cool
are
to get
covered.
luck.
For a moment, anyway.
It's a shame there's nothing to do. I mean, you have to clean the Easter egg, getting the Annihilator, and shooting the mob of the dead plane and stuff like that. Just really cool ideas that never came to anything. There was nothing special hidden inside the giant afterwards. What has been explored in this map? I mean, we've been searching this for almost 8 years. What could you hide? What could there possibly be more? And the answers still, you know, escape us to this day. So this definitely became more of Maxis's office, I think. One of them did. I swear one of the barriers did, right? Oh, maybe not. See, there was, yeah, Max's office. The whole place is trashed in here. Then even go in here, I guess this would have been his desk and some of his books. Nothing really special, again. When we look into the cave, this was always an interesting one. I constantly peered down here and thought there'd be more. The mining operations going on here, there really wasn't more to it. They just showed a bunch of gold being mined, and that was just a texture. And then you have this weird graffiti-ridden truck. Why? Why is this here? You know, that's a good question. I don't think we really ever explored why this is here. I've seen it many times, but it's so out of place. Am I right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that was just the camo of the time. And just like a really weird train cart. Obviously nothing inside. But they replaced the weird looking blue cave with the blue rock that was in there, or just the rock that was in there. And there's not really much more to come of that. We have our interesting areas over here. Do they keep any of the radios the same? I thought there was one radio that was over here. Was it in this window? Maybe not. I'm not really going to be here and look through every radio. You guys can see all the radios on different maps. Not really a big deal for us now. And down here is where we used to have, like, yep, the paw print. And you'd have this big fall, and you had all this. Like, right here would be Maxis's name card, and I think it still is. Looted Maxis MD. Again, the textures aren't loading for various reasons. God knows why. But they're just not. Alright, I think that about does it. I think I hit every major thought I had about this map and all the really tricks out there. You can always look at my other Derice Snow clip if you want to compare them and see how the maps changed and how drastically things became and how different everything really is. But all in all, it's a cute, quaint little map, a fun let's explore. Some things changed, some things didn't. They really had potential to do so much more, but this clearly looks like a map where they ran out of time. The Monkey Bomb Easter egg is just sounds and noises, by the way. I didn't want to go through all that effort to see the Gigant laser, melt it, and all that. It's all that you've seen. There's no extra bells and whistles to it. I guess the paw prints were the only thing we really learned in this time around, but otherwise, it was a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a rating and tell me what map you want me to let's explore next, and I'll get right on that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. A special thank you to all our Patreon supporters, especially Hunter 17, Logan, Davo, and Justin. Without them, these videos would not be possible. On screen, you can check out more wonderful videos like a no clipping or Let's Explore of Shadows of Evil. You can see some awesome custom zombies in 115 Mines. And if you're into Let's Plays, you can see my current Modern Warfare Remastered Let's Play on Rad Plays. Thank you for watching and have an absolutely fantastic day.